The part of your brain that protects you from a tiger is the same part that convinces you to start your real life tomorrow. This process is a survival mechanism, a deeply embedded feature of your operating system. We're going to dismantle the quiet logic that keeps you in the waiting room of your own future, and the cost of this game is measured in the only currency you can never earn back: unlived years. You're living in a state psychologists call the arrival fallacy. It's the belief that a future event, a single destination, holds the key to the beginning of your real life. When I get the promotion, when I lose the weight, when I move to that city, when I find the right person. Until then, you're in the prologue. The problem is, the prologue has become the entire book. You're performing the role of the person who is preparing. You're the one on the verge of a breakthrough, the one about to start. This identity of the preparer feels productive, even noble. It has the scent of ambition. But it's an identity built entirely on a life that hasn't happened yet. This state of constant preparation becomes a comfort zone, a place where you are safe from the messiness of an actual life. But why would our brain cling so fiercely to this preparer identity, even when it makes us miserable? The answer is a strange form of psychological profit. Your brain receives a reward for planning to solve a problem. Buying the course on coding, outlining the business plan, or joining the gym provides a rush of dopamine that feels almost as good as actually doing the work. It satisfies the urge for progress without requiring any of the risk. This is the first hidden profit, the feeling of achievement, unearned. The second profit is more subtle. It's the preservation of potential. The person you could be tomorrow is perfect. That version of you has written the novel, started the company, and run the marathon. They haven't faced rejection. They haven't failed. They haven't discovered their limits. By postponing the actual attempt, you protect this idealized self from the bruising contact of reality. It's like owning a lottery ticket. Before the drawing, you are a potential millionaire. The moment they call the numbers, you are almost certainly just a person with a useless piece of paper. Postponing your life is choosing to live in the state of holding the unscratched ticket forever. This explains the deep comfort of waiting. But a more mechanical process makes this state feel permanent. It's a mechanism that runs quietly in the background, reinforcing the walls of your waiting room every single day. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you are. Waking up and going for a run is a vote for I am a person who exercises. Choosing to scroll for an hour is a vote for I am a person who consumes. These are small, almost meaningless votes on their own, but they accumulate. Over time, the tally defines your identity. The person who postpones is casting votes too. Deciding to start the diet on Monday is a vote for I am a person who delays. Telling yourself you'll apply for the new job when you feel more confident is a vote for I am a person who waits for perfect conditions. After 1,000 of these votes, the identity of the postponer becomes deeply ingrained. It feels less like a choice and more like a fundamental trait. You are no longer choosing to wait, you simply are a waiter. Your brain loves this. It's predictable. It's efficient. It's a stable identity that requires very little energy to maintain. The neural pathways for waiting are paved, wide, and well lit. The pathways for starting are overgrown trails in the dark. So what happens when you do try to break out? Your own identity fights back. This resistance is called identity-based self-sabotage. When you finally try to cast a vote that contradicts your established identity, your brain registers it as a threat, an error. Imagine you've spent 5 years casting votes for being an undisciplined person. One day, you wake up and follow a strict, productive schedule. Your brain, which has built its entire model of you around the undisciplined identity, experiences a conflict. It's like a computer program encountering a line of code that shouldn't be there. The system panics. To resolve this conflict, this cognitive dissonance, the brain will do everything in its power to get you to revert to the old behavior. It will flood you with thoughts of self-doubt. It will amplify feelings of fatigue. It will make the old, comfortable habit of procrastination seem incredibly appealing. It's a psychological immune response, attacking the new behavior as if it were a foreign invader. The goal is to return the system to its known, stable state, the state of you, waiting. It's at this point that most people give up, concluding they just don't have the willpower. But it's your own internal consistency mechanism functioning exactly as it was designed. And this mechanism is powered by a very specific and very misleading type of thought. Every postponement is justified by a story. This story almost always frames the delay as a logical, responsible choice. I'll start my business after I get another certification. I'll start dating after I get in better shape. I'll travel after my next pay raise. These conditions sound like prerequisites for success. They feel like strategic planning. They are, in fact, a sophisticated form of hiding. The philosopher Alan Watts called this the if-then contract with life. If I achieve X, then I will be happy, fulfilled, and my real life can start. This contract creates what researchers call an instrumental relationship with the present. Every action today is only valuable if it serves the future goal. The present has no inherent worth. You're not enjoying the process of learning, you're enduring it to get the certificate. You're not enjoying the physical activity, you're suffering through it to get the body. This instrumental mindset drains the vitality from your daily existence. It turns your life into a long, joyless commute to a destination you may never reach. The conditions you set are a moving target. Once you get the certification, you'll realize you need more experience. Once you get in shape, you'll find another flaw to fix. The logic is designed to be a perpetual motion machine of postponement. It's built to keep you safely in the waiting room, forever preparing for a future that is always just one more condition away. The way out of this trap is to find a loophole in the logic, a way to bypass the conditions entirely. The strategy is to invalidate the premise. You do this by lowering the stakes so dramatically that the conditions for starting become absurd. The thought, "I need to feel confident before I apply for that director-level job," feels reasonable. The thought, "I need to feel confident before I spend 5 minutes updating one sentence on my resume," is ridiculous. Your brain's threat system is triggered by the size of the leap. Taking one step is a nearly undetectable event. The goal is to cast the smallest possible vote for the new identity. A vote so small, it slips past the psychological immune system. Want to be a writer? Write one sentence, not a page, not a chapter, one sentence. 50 words. The vote isn't "I am a great writer." The vote is, "I am a person who wrote today." This action is too small to trigger an identity conflict. It requires no confidence, no inspiration, no special conditions. It is an act of pure mechanism. You are feeding the algorithm a new piece of data about who you are. The next day, you cast another tiny vote, then another. These microvotes begin to accumulate, slowly shifting the tally. You aren't trying to become a new person overnight. You are just slightly altering the data stream that defines you. This is how you rewrite the code, one line at a time. The cumulative effect of this approach is far more significant than it appears because it changes the very nature of your relationship with time. By casting these tiny votes, you reverse the instrumental relationship with the present. The focus shifts from the distant, idealized outcome to the immediate, tangible action. The satisfaction comes from the vote itself, from the simple act of showing up. This is the shift from outcome-based living to process-based living. Instead of deriving your sense of self from a future promise, you derive it from your present actions. You are a writer because you write. You are an athlete because you move. The identity is earned in the present tense today. This shift has a profound effect. When your validation comes from the process, you become immune to the outcome. If you write your one sentence, you win for the day, even if the sentence is terrible. If you go for your 5-minute walk, you win, even if you never run a marathon. This detaches your actions from the tyranny of the grand goal. It liberates you to act without the crushing weight of expectation. Your life is no longer a dress rehearsal for a future performance. Each day becomes the performance itself. The small actions are not a means to an end, they are the end. Each vote you cast is a moment of your real life happening right now. And it's here that you discover the final, uncomfortable truth about the waiting room. The waiting room is comfortable because it has a clear enemy, the circumstances. Your boss, your finances, your genetics, the state of the world. These are the things standing between you and your real life. They are external. They are, in many ways, an excuse. Starting your life, even with the smallest possible action, forces you to confront a more difficult reality. The only obstacle is you. The moment you take ownership of that first tiny vote, you can no longer blame your circumstances. The responsibility shifts entirely. This can feel terrifying. It's the loss of a convenient narrative, but it is also the beginning of actual freedom. You've spent years planning the escape, drawing maps and waiting for the guards to change. The truth is, the door has been unlocked this whole time. The real work is not in overpowering the guards. It's in taking the first step into the hallway without a map and accepting that you will have to find your own way. The waiting ends when you stop trying to control the destination and instead focus on taking a single imperfect step. Right now, that is where your life is. It has been there, waiting for you, all along.